It's very challenging for some drivers when you have a microphone, you're talking to your team during the middle of a battle. Great. But equally, if it's in an environment like this, maybe we have a duty just to be conscious of our words. Now that's interesting. That didn't make it into the letter. And he's making the same distinction that I was. Where do we start? We probably all know the GDPA. What do you mean you don't know? The Grand Prix Drivers Association, led by Greg Russell. They touch base with all the drivers, make sure that their thoughts, feelings, concerns are aired to the authorities in an appropriate way. Obviously, one of the big dramas that's been floating around has been swearing in Formula One during press conferences, during the race, during the coverage, whatever, and penalties. So we'll get into some of the nuances of that in a little bit, but first I want to just show this. This was in reaction to the swearing controversy. I made this. Can you identify this Formula One driver? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said Max Verstappen, congratulations. Here he is telling the stewards to go suck a fuck. And if they don't like it, they can suck his dick and balls. But something on Instagram is not working today. And I thought, have the GDPA deleted their account? That was kind of the big news story, was that they made an account and did a post. Something is wrong, says Instagram, and I can't get it to work. So, did Instagram get hacked? What is going on? I have no idea. Don't stress.
Mate, where's the toilet paper?
Not a problem, because, don't even worry, I've got a backup. Here we go. The Instagram account was made. Everyone was like, was this even real? And then it was like, Esteban Ocon follows that account. George Russell follows that account. Sebastian Vettel follows that account. This might be real. And the next day, this statement regarding driver misconduct. As is the case with every sport, competitors must abide by the referee's decision, whether they like it or not. Indeed, whether they agree with it or not. Indeed. This is how sports work. The drivers, our members, are no different and fully understand that. Our members are professional drivers racing in Formula One, the pinnacle of international motorsport. With regards to swearing, there is a difference between swearing intended to insult others and more casual swearing, such as you might use to describe bad weather, or indeed an inanimate object such as an F1 car or a driving situation. You know how you're getting ready in the morning and someone's like, what's the weather today? And you open the door, look out the window, or check your phone, you're like, oh no, I'm sorry, bad news. The weather today is absolutely motherfucking fucked. It's absolutely cunting it down out there. You know how people say stuff like that? We urge the FIA president to either consider his own tone and language when talking to our member drivers or indeed about them, whether in a public forum or otherwise. Ooh, shots fired. It's getting interesting. Time to get excited.
I'm tripping major nutsack right now.
Further, our members are adults. They do not need to be given instructions via the media about matters as trivial as the wearing of jewelry and underpants. I feel like there might be some references going on there.
Lewis, I love you and respect you.
For the past 3 years, we have called upon the FIA president to share the details and strategy regarding the FIA's financial fines and how they're allocated and where the funds are spent. We have also relayed our concerns about the negative image financial fines brings to the sport. We once again request that the FIA president provides financial transparency and direct open dialogue with us. All stakeholders, FIA, F1, the teams, and the GDPA should jointly determine how and where the money is spent for the benefit of the sport, blah, 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 blah. So a few points to just tease out of that one. First of all, they're saying this is the reason for their statement is we want transparency about fines. We don't think there should be fines. And if there are going to be fines, then we should have a say in how the money is spent. I don't know that I agree. I don't strongly care whether or not the drivers have a say on how the money from their fines is spent. You did the wrong thing and got fined. You shouldn't have a say in where their money goes. That's just my take. Wearing jewelry, Lewis Hamilton, and underpants. I don't know who, but obviously someone didn't have the quote-unquote right underpants on. The underpants one, there's a lot of like fireproofing and part of their racing suit. It's all for their safety. So if there's a mandate about what you should wear, you should probably do it. And then the jewelry one, like again, for the sake of safety, I kind of feel like, well, just do that. But then there's people like Lewis Hamilton who are like, look, I've got a nose study, and if I take it out, my nose is going to get all screwed up, and I don't want to do that. And they're like, I'll go get a letter from the doctor. So he did that. And then he's like, here's my letter. I mean, it's all kindergarten stuff, right? So I don't know. Why pick a fight about that is the bigger issue. Then there's this statement here. With regards to swearing, there is a difference between swearing intended to insult others and more casual swearing, such as you might use to describe the weather or a car. I mean, call me pedantic, but I don't think there is a difference and I don't care. You were told not to swear and you did. I mean, if someone said to Max Verstappen, what do you think of Lando Norris? And he went, oh, I think he's a fucking idiot. I wouldn't think that was good. And then when Max Verstappen was asked about his car and he's like, well, my car was fucked. I don't think that's good either. I mean, I don't care. Obviously, I don't care. I mean, I swear, but the FAA is not the one paying me $1 bajillion to do this. And I wasn't directly told not to do it. So, I mean, for me, I think they're splitting hairs here. But that said, it was a clear signal of intent from the GDPA. The funny thing for me was when Max Verstappen swore in that press conference, I was like, I think he's going to get a fine. He's going to be in trouble here. And they said that he's going to be given community service. And then he started doing that thing of like, well, I'm going to give one-word answers to questions. I'm going to run my own press conference outside, but during the official one, you'll get one-word answers and so on. And I mean, everyone seemed to love it. It was quite a good thing. But the FAA, it was like, what's the FAA going to do here? Are they going to, which way are they going to go? I thought that they would just say like, all right, fine, no community service, you get a fine, don't do it again. But they didn't do that. They said, you can give one-word answers, you can give 10-word answers, you could write a whole book if you want. You come to those sessions, you answer the questions however you want. And we'll see you at your community service day, which was interesting. Real power play going on there. And then obviously when Leclerc swore, I think he probably would have got away with it if they'd make a joke out of it. If he wasn't laughing and going, oh no, I don't want to get community service like Max. Oh no, oh. Then this popped up. This was like, oh yeah, we knew that this GDPA thing was coming because of this. Today comes the news that the current drivers on the grid wish to be treated as adults by the sports governing body. That's news? I don't know that was news. A statement about it, reiterating that point, came out, but I think they always wanted to be treated like adults. Interesting that the FIA changed the rules for Kimi Antonelli to say, if any of the F1 teams want to put him straight into one of their cars, just saying hypothetically, he's not 18, but let's just say hypothetically, we could bend the rules and let that happen. Now, I mean, the rules around the world, different countries about when you're considered an adult and when you're considered not are different, but last time I checked, when you're not 18, not an adult under the eyes of the law, yet they want to be treated like adults. Outrageous hypocrisy from the GDPA. Speaking with the media, including SB Nation, I love when media websites do that. This driver told the media, and we were there too. Speaking with the media, including SB Nation in Austin ahead of the United States Grand Prix, George Greg Russell, the current director of the GDPA, indicated in a statement that this might be coming. Between the drivers, a lot has been spoken regarding, swearing. Between the drivers, a lot has been spoken regarding, swearing. It does seem a little bit silly that it's come to this. I mean, we've yet to speak to the FAA as of yet. We hope to do so probably next week, maybe in Mexico, and that was when the Instagram account was created. Collectively, we're all on the same page. I think, maybe next week we'll probably formally put something towards you guys to read from the drivers. Russell gave a hint of what the letter might contain. Generally speaking, we don't want to be taking away the heat of the moment, emotions that drivers show during racing. 100% agree. It's very challenging for some drivers when you have a microphone, you're talking to your team during the middle of a battle. Great. But equally, if it's in an environment like this, maybe we have a duty just to be conscious of our words. Now that's interesting. That didn't make it into the letter. And he's making the same distinction that I was. That Leclerc, after finishing on the podium full of adrenaline, having had a big moment where he nearly crashed into the wall, says fuck during a press conference post-race. That's different than Verstappen rocking up on Thursday, being asked in a calm, cool and collected manner about his car, and he says the car's fucked. Those are two completely different scenarios. And I would contend that George Greg Russell agrees with me. He's talking here about, being in the heat of battle, talking to your team, You're not thinking about the broadcast, you're just trying to do your race. Here, he says, equally, if it's an environment like this, meaning the press conference that he's in at the time, maybe we have a duty to just be conscious of our words. So he's agreeing. He's basically going against the Max Verstappen line there. You know, agree with the rule or don't agree with the rule. That's your prerogative. The rule is what it is, though. He was told not to do it and he did it. That's kind of my opinion. The other part of it is the official statement where he says, maybe Mohammed bin Salem should be watching what he says about us in public and maybe not so public, which, I mean, someone has got a bee in their bonnet about something. Someone is really doing this.
I'm getting a hard on in the middle of the race.
Because they're just not. There's something that's happened that has pissed someone off. And they're like, he says that in that environment, but then over here we can't say that. You know, someone's not happy. People are usually very quick to point this out. This is from a little while ago now. FIA chief Mohammed bin Salem denies sexism accusations, saying he is the target of an inhuman smear campaign. Spoiler alert. No, he's not. In January, Mohammed bin Salem was quoted on an archived version of his old website saying that he does not like women who think they are smarter than men, for they are not in truth. Awesome. Great one. Formula One boss Mohammed bin Salem has defended historic sexist remarks on his personal website in which he allegedly said he does, quote, not like women who think they are smarter than men, and revealed that he was the subject of a racist slur as he campaigned to become FIA president. Maybe he was. I don't know. In a PA news agency interview, the 62-year-old, elected to the biggest job in motorsport in December 2021, vehemently denied claims of misogyny and said that he has been the target of an inhuman smear campaign. Inhuman? To have your own words quoted back to you. Oof, that's inhuman. So yeah, at the time, the FIA said the comments, which date back to 2001, do not reflect the president's beliefs. So that's good to know. Just because he said it a while ago doesn't mean you should worry about it now. Just don't even worry about it. Forget all about it. Why don't you treat yourself and forget about it?
Treat yourself a round of sausage.
I don't know what's going to go on with this GDPA thing. Will they even get their Instagram working? I mean, what are they, a bunch of boomers? They can't even post to Instagram. My God. But one thing I know for sure is the whole situation is fucked.